Yeah, good morning guys, we'll start. So where are we in the last session? You new to here. Today only what about your things like in Java? You know any basic things or new to this? Okay. So you get the notes from who are coming from the initial from those days you get the notes, okay. So if you have any doubts let me. Okay. So in the last session where are we? Sorry? Encapsulation, abstraction. After that, I explain one more thing. We saw one more concept. Interface. After that, we saw one thing. Static. Yeah, static. So, what is the purpose of static? Let's take one example. We are going to build on. Okay, now from here onwards, we build some real world application. Okay, so we build few console application. Initially, I'm going to give a few things only. Once we are learning every concept, we'll apply all the concept to that console project. We'll improve our project. Okay, so that is the ultimate goal. So here, what I did. Okay, so what I explained initially, we need an exam tool. Okay, let's assume we are going to attend an exam. Okay, so in that exam what are things will be common for all the guys, title and who are conducting that exam. So here for take an example, here I just created one class as an exam platform. In that platform three attributes was there, that means three variables was there. One is the company name, year of establishment and the username. Username will be different for all the users, but company name, who when that company was established, because that company only going to conduct that exam. Definitely that same thing common for all the guys. So let's think about why I need to define every time for all the guys. No need. Once I define, I can reuse all the guys. That is the major purpose. So I can explain in the whiteboard. Let's assume this is the static area. So here we are assigning one value. So here this is the company name, right? So this is the company name. Assume I am giving some company name here, like I am giving now 10x scale. Okay, so I am just giving the 10x scale now. So once I make this variable as a static, okay, so once I make this variable as static, whenever if you want to try to access that company name, it will serve the same value for all the place. And if you are accessing from some multiple objects also, it won't create the new value in the memory. Understood? Okay, fine. That is the ultimate goal for the static and the memory efficient, how we are doing all the things. Okay, fine. So let's back to here. Okay, what I did initially, I gave assigned the company name. Let me make the year also as a static. Okay. So after this, what happened? There is no need to give all the time this one. Okay. So let me remove this one. I remove. This one is gone now. Okay, fine. But now the another question will arise. Okay. Okay. So now the another question: how can we define the company name and the year of establishment? Initially, first time I have to define, right? Here I just declare. Once declare, you are trying to access that value. What going to happen? There will be some default value, or else it's going to be some compilation error only. There is no doubt. But what if I want to give the value for 10x scale for the company name 2020 as for year of establishment, how can I give that? Once object was created, that time I want to build. How can I do that? Any idea? I told one more thing, we have called one special method, like whenever is object created, that method will be called automatically. What is that method? What is this one? What it is called so far? New exam platform tool. Sorry? Okay, what is constructor? So constructor is nothing but it also one of the special method and it should be the same name of the class name. Okay. So whenever if you want to create the object, you have to go with the constructor. You have must by default you have to call the constructor. Because it will happen. Okay. So why don't I can already define the methods inside the class, right? Can I define this exam platform also? Is it possible? Okay, let's try that. Is it going to work? Yes. Okay, let's give that the next. So if I try to run this code, can I get the output or not? Any idea? What is the thing I get? 10x scale and the 2010. Okay, so there is no need to multiple times assign the values. Okay, so this is the memory management, how you are going to use efficiently. Okay, so today we saw one more new things as called as the constructor. Okay, so there is a kind of constructor default param or argument constructor. You have multiple types of constructor. You guys just look at it. If you want, you can define that one also. Okay, fine. Else now this I gave as a static, but initially it won't be like that, right? So let's assume you are going to build on platform. You are going to give the platform to users. Okay, let's take example. You build on platform, give it to me. You build on the entire exam platform. I am the company. I am going to use your platform. Initially, I want to give my name. If another user use it, they will give their name. Who are conducting that exam, they want to give their names, right? How can I get those names now? Before creating object for them, I have to receive those input. Okay, we know like how to receive the input. Okay, you guys know or can I detail explain further? Get the input from the user console application. Scanner. Okay, you can use the scanner class. You can get the things. Okay, fine. Now if I got the input, fine. Next, how can I assign that input to their objects? Before creating object, I have to assign those values. What are the values user giving? How can I do that? So initially, I explained one thing. We have one concept called as a constructor. Whenever if you want to create the object, by default the constructor will be called. Fine. Okay. So how can I do that one? I want to give some input. The constructor should accept that input assigned to that values. Okay. So this is the default constructor, right? Let me give some okay, what I did now, I created one more constructor. Is it possible? Definitely it's possible. Why? Because it's receiving the parameters. So this one is the default constructor. Whenever like if they don't want any input value from there, we can keep it some default values. Or else give the user to like give their own values, we can allow that. Okay, so now how can I do that? So give some another company name, Phonics, and 2020, and another company name also I am giving here. Okay. So let me run this code. Now see this compilation was done successfully. Let's run the code. Have to call the class name. Okay, here can you see this one was changed, but can you see once the value was assigned initially? Okay. Fine. So here I have facing one more issue. What is that issue? So initially for first object, for the tool object, okay, I gave the company name as a Phonics and the year was 2020. Fine. Next object I created, this is the another user for my application. Okay. So this time what I gave global net and 2015. Okay, fine. So here in below I am printing the two things. One is the first object username and the company name and the year of establishment, then the username. Fine. Next one what I am doing, the another tool, that is a second object reference. Using that reference I am printing the value. But here I get the same value for both except the username. Why? Okay. Let's understand the flow. Okay. So now only okay. As of now, forget about terminal. Let's focus on left side. Okay. So what I did now, I ran my code as a debugging mode. Okay. So this is too helpful for understanding the flow. First I have to try to create an object for the tool. Okay. If you open the tool, you can see the username. Okay. Until now, I didn't set any username for that. Okay. So it's by default null. Okay. Next come to, okay. Now I assigned the username. The username got value. Okay. Fine. Next. Next to the another object also I created, username by default null. Next it becomes the comma. Okay, fine. After that, here can you see that in this inside this object there is two attributes was missing. Okay, I created the object for this exam platform tool only, but those was missed in the object reference. Why? So let's assume this is tool known as the first object. Another tool is the second object. Okay, inside that object, I can't see the value. Those variables not available. What is that variable? Company name, year of establishment. Why? So what is understand? What is your understanding from this one? Username is user. No, that is fine. Username and those two things belongs to the object. But company name and year of establishment not belongs to the object. Why? Because if you make the things as a static, what going to happen? Whenever if you are accessing that attribute, it will share the same value to all the place. So that means that value was common. Okay. So there is no specific. So while you are trying to access that static keywords, you can go with the class name. Okay. Now let's see the output. First also I got the company name global tech. Next the but for this company name I gave as a phonics. But here I can see the global tech. Why? The reason behind the scene, it is a static one. So okay, let's see that one's a diagram. In case we'll get a clear understanding. Okay, let's assume this is your memory area. Okay, fine. So here I have the stack memory. So this is not a class of now. This is our heap memory. And here, whenever if you are creating any static, it has some own thing. Okay. So here, for what I did inside here, like let me do that. And text. Okay, fine. So initially, while I am creating the first variable, okay. So can you see here? This is my. So this is my first object creation. This line, like line number. Select that. This is the first line I am creating first object. So that time, if I am going to look into the my static area for that variable, the value will be phonics and the year will be 20201. Okay, fine. After that, I created the variable, assigned the value. Okay. Let like if you want to verify that one, before creating assigning the second value. can you see? You can able to see the company name as Phoenix, but year of establishment at 2020. But here don't make any confusion. Okay, and understand the things. Why? Because initially it is coming properly because the another value not overridden. Okay, but in last you are trying to access the value got override. Okay, so what is the exact meaning of that override? If you are using the static, it will create the it will create that company name only once, but that is a common for the entire class. Who are in accessing those objects in the class, that same company name, it will be available for all the guys. It not only the object specific. That's why I showed in that debug mode. It only contain the username only. Company name, establishment, not what of the object. It becomes to the class member, not the object member. Understood? Any doubts? Clear? Do you have any doubts? Clear? Clear, or do you have doubts? Need to repeat. Okay. So any other doubts I can repeat? Okay, fine. So what is the purpose of the static? We'll start from again. We'll get quick repack. Okay. So the first thing. So you want one static value for all the guys. That as if you are going to build one exam platform. Definitely while you are conducting that exam, the company name, who were giving that exam, the year of establishment of that company, it's same for all the guys. Or else like let's take example like our task conducting any exam. In the top, they will give the same logo for all the guys, right? It won't be changed. So let's keep that one as a static. Or else forget about static as of now. Definitely that same value will be available for all the question paper. Okay, fine. Let's assume you are going to build a Java application for that. You are going to conduct that one exam in the online. Okay. Now, whenever each user sign in to see the question paper, every time can I need to create the new variable for that logo again and again, and multiple values, multiple variables. There is no need. Okay, why? Because that is same for all the guys who will come under you, who are going to use that object, that class object. Definitely the value could be same. So that time we have the one concept called as a static. Okay, once you put the static keyword front of any variable, it becomes to the class member, not an object member. It 1000 object created, the value will be same, and it won't be that variable, right? Company name and year of establishment. It won't be created 1000 times. It will be created only once, and it share the reference to all the places. Wherever if you want to access, it share the access reference to all the places you can access. And now if you are accessing, you will get the same value only. Okay, so that's why here I accessed via class name. Why? Because that is a class member. No need to create the object for it. Okay, so any confusion now? Do you have any confusion? Clear? Okay, fine. So here we'll see one more thing. And here I introduced one more keyword called as this. Okay, we will see. We have kind of another keyword also. This and super keyword also we have. We will see that one not now. But what is the purpose of I kept this? Okay, here you are receiving the parameter. One value you are going to receive this parameter company name. Okay, now let's assume you are going to do this. I want to update my company name. Okay, so this time what going to happen? This parameter name also same. Here inside you are going to reassign that value. Understood? What I am telling? You are creating one method. In that method you are receiving two parameters. Okay, like one is the company name, another one is the establishment. Once received, you can able to override the received values also. So if you did that, it's going to override your value only. It's not going to override the actual our expectation. We have to assign the value this company. Okay, so that's why I am telling you are receiving that object. Okay, you are receiving how can I tell that one? Okay, fine. So this is assume this company as a that company, some other one, some other they are giving input to you, fine. But you want to assign the company available inside that class, part of the class. Understood? That's why you have to use this. I want to assign that this at this company name. So that's why. So let's assume this company name as a that company to this company. This company means it's going to the class. So if you are mentioned in front of this keyword, it's going to access inside your class, not that method. That is the main example. Okay, that means that particular scope, particular block only. Block is nothing but this curly braces. Okay, but if you are using this keyword, it's going to outside the class. Understand? Any doubts in that? Am I making anything confusion? Let me know, because this area will be quite confused. I know that. That's why I'm asking again and again. Okay, fine. So let us see. Okay. So this time no error going to happen. Why? Because it first it try to access inside that class. Okay. Forget about all the things. Okay. You have one class. Inside that class, you have one method. Simple. Don't think about this is the constructor. Nothing you don't. This is also one of the method. Fine. Now, while you are calling this method, okay, you are passing the some values. Okay, fine. Here, as of now, I declared my variable name as a company and another one is the input here. Okay, fine. This time, I am receiving as a value as a company and I want to assign to the company name. Okay. Then what it will do, JVM behind the scene. First, it try to find that definition of company name within the block. It can't find that within the block. It's going to the class level. In class level, company name available, right? Then come here, company name available. Like that, year of establishment also available. So this time there is no need to use this keyword, because specifically the variable name outside the class, outside the method only, not inside the method. But this we are not going to use like this. Why? Because whenever if you are receiving any parameters, you have give the proper naming for that. Understood? Here I am just giving the company here input here. That is not make sense. Okay. So whenever if you are receiving any values, you must receive the proper variable name. So that's why here if I change this one company name, sorry, yeah, company to company name. So this time, what is the confusion JVM has? Anyone tell? Can you tell? You. Answer. Debug. Yeah, can you tell? So here it won't show any like this kind of things. Okay, any error that is not showing. Now it's showing some annotation error. Why? If I change the parameter variable name also same as the our static variables. Okay, that time it's showing some warning. What is that warning? Yeah, correct only, but most of the guys didn't get the clear idea, I guess. Still confusion or any doubts? Okay, fine. Now, yeah, okay, fine. So here you are receiving the parameter company name. Okay. If any argument passed while calling this method, you receive some value. Okay. For company name also, area of establishment also. Okay. Once value received, that value assigned to which variable? Company name variable and year of establishment variable. Like can I return here? once this method was called, I received the two values. Company name as a 10xk and year of establishment at 2010. Okay, fine, 2010. But what is my expectation? I need to assign that values to these two variables. Okay. But if you are keeping the name was same, what JVM will confuse? It will give the priority within the block. After that only it going to outside the block. Okay. If I company name also same, then what it going to do? Already I have the company name. It's going to reassign the value to that same variable only, not outside that static variable. So this is the that variable coming. Okay. That value I am receiving as a company name for that method. This is called as a that value as in that value. Okay, fine. That value we have to assign to which variable? Static variable. So you have to tell this, you are going to assign this variable. So that's why you have to specify this front of it. That's it. If you specified this front of this one, JVM will understand. Okay, you are telling going to assign the values to static variable. It will understand. Okay, any doubts? I don't know.
Statically we can declare a sum. We can declare a sum. Why we are using
Here. Here it's
directly
you want
value
to,
also, no, sir.
directly you want to assign the values.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that we can do. But I just want to explain this constructor. That's why I bring to that one to here. Okay, let's back. Did you get that? Why I introduced that one? We have another static block also. Inside that static block, we can define that. So you are telling while declaring itself, can I define that value?
Yes, sir.
Because it will same for all of the guys, right?
We can declare there means we get confusion, sir. This dot company. Yeah.
Which one is confused?
We can declare only with this static only, but we are declaring exam platform tool. Why you are declaring there? I'm saying again.
We are not declaring the what I am declaring. This is the declaration part. This is the definition part.
Yes, sir.
What you are telling, you directly here you want to assign the value.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I will explain. Actually. Okay. So what he was telling, mainly whenever I am defining any static value, there itself I can assign the value because that value will be same for all of the guys. Okay, fine. But sometimes, like if you want to get the input from the user, how are you going to do it? While you are building, you are assuming you are the developer. Okay, you hard coded that value. That is called as a hard coded value. Okay, not a dynamic one. Once you hard coded this value, you deployed your code. You can't change until you going to work on your code directly. But if I go with this constructor way, right, I can receive the value dynamically. I can give my application to multiple users, not only one user. I am not building the application for the you. I am not building entire guys. Let us assume each guys as a building own company. How it is going to work? Understood what I am telling? So this time the one more question will arise. Okay, you are telling you are going to build this application to different companies, but the class was same. If he was assigning his company name as a ABC, another guy assigning the another value, that time what going to happen? The second value override to this guy also. Okay, so this time you don't use that static keyword. So that's why I bring the constructor concept here. There is a two way. One, first purpose, you can give the dynamic assignment. But if you are doing that same application you are giving to the another guy, if that guy modify any value, okay, what going to happen? That will change. So that means that going to the conflict only. Why? Because his company name reflect onto your platform. What are you going to do? Definitely you're going to scroll to the developer. Okay, what you guys done is the another company name was showing to me. That is not correct. Okay, so that time don't go with the static keyword. I want to explain the two things. One, when you want to use the static keyword. Next, when you don't use the static keyword. If you are build the application specifically only one purpose, that time only you can use the static keyword, not all the places. Understood? So that is the reason I just initially added that one. After that I broke the all the logics. I explained. Understood? Why I used the constructor.
For all the places, what we are going to
All the places I didn't get it.
all the, like you said, multiple developments are working on the and the different companies.
Yeah.
The name will be reflect on the same.
Yeah. So like let's take an example. Okay, I have one company. You have one company. Let's take my company as a ABC. Your company as a BC. Something like that. I created the object. I gave the my company name initially. Okay. After that, while I am using, you also using the application. Parallelly or simultaneously, you are using the application. You can able to override my company name. If I give the access, what going to happen? So that place you can't use the static keyword.
Okay.
So here what I want to explain to you guys initially, what is the purpose of the static keyword, where can I use that, that is clear. Now where I don't use the static keyword, that also you guys must aware of it. Then only while using the static variable or method, you guys have the clear idea. Understood? That's why initially I introduced, after that I am going to remove. This won't to work. Why? Because if you are giving the same platform to other guys, this not at all going to work. If I am going to give my application to only one company, definitely there is no issue. Until unless another guy will use. If another guy going to use, I can't keep that name as a static. I have to remove that name as a static. I want to receive the input to the whoever going to use that user. Understood? Clear? Any doubts? Let's remove all these things.
For the multiple users, we should make them.
For if you want to give the things to multiple places, you can't use the static.
Yeah.
So not only that, like there is a multiple scenario will be there. Not only this scenario. 1 minute, I will explain that one also. Okay, fine. So this is the static variable. Okay, and we have the static methods and we have the static block also. We'll see this. We'll remove this constructor is not required. As of now, I am going to do one more thing. Okay, so this is also one of the possibility. Okay, what I am giving here as a static block, you can able to create the static block. Okay, so. Okay, so here I don't have any methods. I just create the two variables as a static, and the next I gave the static block. After that I didn't give nothing. Okay, but here inside the static block I want to mention one more thing. So let's do some system.out.py. If I run my code, what going to happen? I didn't call my class. Yeah, fine. Let's go to the console, clear the things, compile the code. Now I run the code, nothing is happening. So here this system.out.println not printing. Do you guys any idea why it is not printing? We didn't call, that is one reason. Any other reason? Why? Because if you are creating the object for that or you calling that class only, the class going to be load. So there is a concept called as a class loading. Okay. So here let's see the some flow. Can you see now the static block got executed? But the things was here when the static block will be executed.
When the
When-
object is created.
When not creating the object. Before that also it will create. So can you tell what is the reason? So can I do something here? You guys tell me whenever that object was creating, that time that static block got executed. Now tell which one I can see in the console. Forget about these things. We come back to this. Yeah. Now there is a two thing I did. One is the constructor, another one is the static block. Okay. I told whenever that class was loaded, that static block got executed. Now tell which one I can see the console in the output, which one? Like a static block executed or constructor block executed?
Static block
Why?
in class.
On the code. Comparison is successful. Okay, fine. Is it running via this order? Based on the order it was running?
No.
That's right. Okay, comparison successful. But still static block got executed. Okay, so let me explain the flow, what happened in beginning. Okay, so here you are trying to create the object. Okay, this is the definition of the object. Okay, so this time I told constructor will be called. Whenever the object was creating, constructor will be called. Okay, if you want to create the object, first you have to load the class. So whenever if you are trying to load the class, the static block will be executed. Understood? Then only the object was created. While creating the object only, that constructor will be called. So that time this statement I can see in my console. Is it clear? Any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Clear? So until now, what are things we learned mainly? Static. Okay. How the static, how you want to static. Like I covered three things. What is static? What is the purpose? Where can I use them? Where you don't use them, that also we seeing today. Okay, fine. Let's back to our old class. That is our calculator. So let keep this exam platform console application left there. We'll come back once we any new concept we learn. That time if we can able to apply in that application, we can come back there. Okay. Let's build one more application. Okay. now I give it to anyone want to volunteer, like anyone want to create a calculator. Who want to create a calculator now? Can anyone come here and do that? Quick. So as of now, I can give the two method I want. One is the addition and one is the subtraction I need. Whoever want to come here and do that. You see? No, I'm just telling. I want to build one calculator. Okay. What are things available in the calculator? Go with a simple thing. Addition, subtraction. I want that. I will give some input. Based on that, it will do some calculation. Don't think about it will receive the 3 parameters or 5 parameters. There is no need. I am going to give the 2 values. It receives 2 parameters. It will process the addition. We have to process the subtraction. That's it. No one interested to come and do that.
Payment from their own laptop.
Yeah, I'll come. Other guys will do your own laptop. So there is a requirement was I have to give the 2 values. I want to do the sum of 2 values. Then I have to subtract 2 values. That's it.
I use the method for the.
Yeah, you will do just. I will explain in another.
Should I have to put that to end?
No, I didn't.
Should I have to make this dynamic like taking user from the.
Not user. You just pass here.
the values or print the values.
And even the
And print the result. Print the result in the console. How are you going to print the result?
Call it. Automation call.
and then
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, no problem. We can. Yeah, fine. Yeah, first appreciate. Okay.
He at least tried and come here, and what he did, he's everything is correct only. Let me find out what are things need to improve here. Okay. So first of all, let's come to here. Okay. So until now, I didn't start this static methods. Okay. Okay. We'll see that one. As of now, this is not needed. I will remove this. I will remove this one also. Rest of the things was fine. But receiving define the parameters should be the proper naming. That will be good.
are you using one sir? Government is not that
At least I have to use some starters. Okay. This is the only improvement I did. Okay. Apart from, let's back to here. Okay. So here I have the two values. One is the first value. I can give the instead of values, it means different input 1 and input 2. I just change. I store the values and finally print the values. Addition and subtraction. So this is the code. What you did now, you just build the one minimal application of the calculator. Okay, so you can able to do the two number of sum and the two number of subtraction also you can do now. Okay, here I'm doing two, then input 1. So is there any doubts in this code? Are the figures followed like that or what? Any doubts? So as of now, I didn't give the user to give the multiple arguments. I just strict set 2 arguments only they can pass. Okay, fine. This is the addition and subtraction. As of now, I done. Let's run the code to see the output as well. In the calculator dot sum. So here I got the output. Okay, fine. Now this is the first version. All of you guys completed or still doing? There is no doubt here, right? I just created one calculator as a minimum calculator. Let's assume this calculator I am going to give it to my users. Okay. Always, if you are going to build any application, or I hope you guys want to build your portfolio, project is too important. Okay. But while you are building the project, how you are going to build the project? You have to start from two minimal things. That is called as a MVP, minimum viable product. So if we are giving the one product, don't focus on all the feature I have to complete while I am delivered to the users. Don't do that. Nowadays, like each and every application you are using, day by day they are giving the new version. You have to update. You are using any Play Store, you have to update that version. So that means they are continuously updating. Bug-free application. There is no single application in the around all the things. There is no single application in the entire world without bug. Definitely bugs will be there. The future mistake also will be there. So focus on minimum, bare minimum thing. Focus. Then complete one version. Then come to the next version. Okay. This is
MVP.
minimum viable product. Viable. B. Minimum viable product. So that means bare minimum things you keep, from that you will build the application. Okay. So this is the one minimum, this is one MVP for the calculator. Let's think about once the calculator was launched. Maybe they don't have all the power of all the numbers, square root. They don't have. Apart from scientific calculator, these features won't have, right? So initially they also added the addition, subtraction. Simple. So that the application now we built. Okay. Now this application I gave some person to 10 rupees. Fine. Let us assume I gave this application. If anyone want to use this calculator, I build one application. You can use this application, but it have few conditions. You can give the input only two inputs. For addition also two inputs. Subtraction also two inputs only. As of now you can give. This is fine. As of now you can sell as a 10 rupees. Fine. Next, I plan to launch one more version. Okay. So like class. Okay, so I plan to sell, introduce one more calculator from my company. So what is that? You can initially you can do on the addition, subtraction. Okay, now you just pay me some extra money. I can give some additional feature also, you too. Okay, what are the additional features? Multiplication and division. Okay, so that multiplication division, if let's assume, okay, this is fine. Forget about the calculator, our first version. Let's come to the advanced calculator. Okay, now I want to do if I gave that advanced calculator to my users, okay, what they can do, they can only do the multiplication and the division. But is this in the real time it will match? If someone pay extra, you are telling you won't get some basic version, but you will get the advanced version. Understood what I am telling? So you are paying money extra. If you are paying $5, I can give my addition subtraction calculator. But if you are paying $10, I won't give my addition subtraction. I will give my multiplication division. Some advanced features only I am going to give. Anyone going to accept this? Definitely not. Okay. So I want that base feature also in my advanced calculator. Don't do. As of now, what I know, just I know I want to define again. Just I redefine in that class. Apart from that, nothing I did. Okay. So this time, if I trying to this add and subtract, got that. Okay. So addition, subtraction. From these four results come from my advanced calculator. Okay, fine. So let's back to here. Let's back to our advanced calculator definition. Okay. Here, can you see the two methods will be duplicated. Okay. That means like I am already know the definition. I already did the definition for the addition and subtraction. But in the coding, if you are come to the programming, what is the purpose? Initially, I told reduce the work and then use the like a reusable codes. Don't make the boilerplate codes. Boilerplate code in the sense doing the things same thing again and again. So here what I did simply, I know I did already the addition subtraction, but again I am doing, that is not a good idea. Okay. So what is, I want to bring those two things also in this class. I can do one more thing. I can extend from that class. Okay. So let's try that. If this is going to work, let's command this calculator. Let's use the advanced calculator only. So now my calculator was working. Okay. So here let me explain again. Here what I did, initially I launched my first version as a calculator. It has some basic things. I just sell it as a $5 simple addition and subtraction. Next version I am going to give some additional features, multiplication and division also. So that time if you want to define that addition subtraction again, that is not needed. That is not a good logic. If you are a developer or programmer, you are doing the same thing again and again. There is no need programming. So let's think about. I already have the class. What I did, I just extend from that class. Okay. So here this concept is called as a inheritance. Okay. You have one base class. From that base class, you derive the one advanced class. Understood? You can use their members. You can use their definition. Understood? So any doubt here? Do you have any doubt? I think you need to hear. These things understandable. If you didn't get it, just tell me. If you have any doubts, also you raise. If you raise, don't hesitate. So if I am going to raise any basic question, if this think about this guy going to think about, I don't know nothing. Nothing will be like that. Everyone comes from there only. So don't hesitate. Okay, fine. Now this is the concept is called as inheritance. Okay. So here we have the types of level inheritance also we have. This is the single inheritance. That means you are derived the one class to another class. Simple. So here this calculator is class called as the base class. Advanced calculator is called as a child class. Child class also correct.
Like parent class and child.
Yeah, correct. Parent and child. So that is like a legacy what we learned so for parent and child. So okay. So this is the base class and this is the super class.
Subclass.
Is it correct? Super class in the sense which one? Parent or child?
Parent.
Okay. If I am telling advanced calculator is a super class, is it correct or not? If I am telling advanced calculator as a super class, is it correct or not?
No.
Super class always parent. So don't make the confusion here. Okay. So this is the one thing. Okay. Let's release the one more version. So let's $5. This application I'm going to start again. So if you are building any new application, you're going to stop there? Definitely not. If you are going to launch one more new version day by day, let's build the one more thing. Assume this is the things real world also. This scenario will work like this only. If they are building any application, like let's take example Telegram. If you guys joined, right? It's only working on the 30 people as a remote only. So initially they are launch the application. There will be the multiple things. There is a bare minimum things only happen. After that, day by day they increase the features. Like that also all the application going to work. You also build the application. Okay. Just build the one more application class. Like this time. So let's build the scientific calculator. Okay. So here I just So here I defined one more version, scientific calculator. If anyone want to subscribe my scientific calculator, you have to pay some extra. You will get the idea. So this time you will get the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, square root, power of that value also. Understood? So let's assume if we don't have a concept called as inheritance, you can't extend from the base class. What going to happen? You have to redefine the things. Understood? Let's compile my code. Here. Compilation done. Okay. Now the square root and the power of that value also done. So here I added the one more level. So this is called as a multi-level inheritance. Okay. So there is a few other inheritance also there. That is we don't need much. Okay. So this is the inheritance concept, and here let assume I want to do some other things also extra. Okay. I have called as one more class, some base calcium. The base calcium. This is not. Public. This is. So here I introduced one more new class is called as the base calculator. Assume. Okay, fine. I want to this base calculator feature also in my scientific calculator. So can I do like this? Is it possible? Let's try it out. This is our own idea only, right? Let's try. So Java C. Oh God, I got the error. So what they are telling? So expected some curly brace. You are giving some argument. So this is called as a multiple inheritance. You can't derive from the two classes. Okay, let's assume some scenario. Like nowadays you have everyone have the phone. Okay, but as of now you don't have the phone. You want to call to someone else. You have to go get the phone from whom? Once your dad or your mom, definitely. Okay. Now this time you want to both guys mobile. You can't make that call to same person in the both mobile. That is not possible. Understood? That is simply multiple inheritance. You can't derive the one class to both objects, both classes. Understood? Any doubt? You can't get from your mom phone or your dad phone. Simple. There is any doubt? Okay, fine. Let me give the assignment then. Okay. So for that example only I told multiple inheritance not possible in Java. As of now not possible. We'll break this rule also. Okay. Via inheritance definitely it's not possible. Multiple inheritance is not possible. Okay, fine. Now here. I did first I created a calculator, now advanced calculator, after that scientific calculator also done. Let's add your own idea. Let's try to bring actual calculator to your console application. Okay, let's don't add any other new methods, don't need. What I need, first user, I want to receive the input from the user. Okay, just once your application run, you have to ask the user you want to do the which operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or which one. Okay, that one you have to receive.
Using inheritance.
First let me complete, after that you guys. Okay. So here I just completed my calculator, right? So here I don't have any validation. This is not end user can't use this as of now. This is the developer application only. Okay. You guys just make this application to end user can usable. So how the end user can usable? Once you run this code, you have to let's assume we don't have the UI as of now. So how the UI look like in the each calculator? If they type the value, they have to click addition or subtraction. Each time they have to click, right? Is that any doubt in that? No, fine. Okay. So think about that scenario into your real world application. This application going to your real world project. Okay, fine. First you have to ask the user, you are going to do the which operation? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or power the number? Fine. Okay. For addition, subtraction and multiplication, okay, until those three methods you can get the unlimited values. As of now, restrict maximum user can enter 10 inputs. That input size also user can define. Let's assume first I run my application. You are asking to me which operation you want to do. I want to do the addition operation. Fine. How many inputs you want to give? 3 inputs. Okay. If I am telling 3 inputs, then you have to sum of these 3 inputs. Give me the output to me. You have to wait until I type the 3 input. Use the scanner class to read the user input. That one is gone. So if I am receiving the multiple values, same data type, which concept I want to use? Okay, fine. So if now I am going to do the sum operation. Fine. Okay. I am going to user giving. I am going to do the sum operation. I am going to give the 3 inputs. 3 input also you are going to receive as an integer only. Okay. As of now, don't add another validation like a minus value. Those validation not needed as of now. Let it be. Let them give. But you have to restrict that also. Okay. There is a big concept was there. If you are giving to a real world application to user can type anything. You are telling only enter numbers. User can give their name also. You have to restrict. But as of now, that much not required. You just receive the possible way will go. Don't broke the application as of now, will broke later. That is fine. Once they give the 3 inputs, they will give the input one by one, 10, 20 or 30 they will give. Once they done, begin this is how you guys going to use it. We have one concept, receiving the same data type values. You can use one concept. What is that concept? Not a separate variables. You can use a single variable. What it is called? Array. Don't forget. So use those kind of all the concept to here. Bring those concepts. Make that application is a more efficient. Understood? Okay. Now the addition was done. Like that subtraction. Like that multiplication. Like that division and the square root. Everything you guys do. Understood? This is your assignment. Let's come up with that tomorrow. Okay. Come with the assignment tomorrow. Let's see. Okay. You try. If you have any confusion, let me know. I will explain. Okay guys, this is the things for today. Do you guys any doubt? Is that assignment clear? Any doubt in the assignment? Is he able to doable? Is doable first? Yes. Why are you thinking much? Okay. Yeah, that's it guys. Thanks. We'll see the rest of things upcoming. Sorry?
Assignments.
This is the assignment.
Previous questions.
Those questions I will see here. If you are completed this assignment, I can understand from there. How you guys did the assignment yourself or in ChatGPT? And from your code itself, I can able to find it out. This is your own code or AI code. So give the things to your own brain. Okay. Thank you.